up here as quickly as I could. It's not really important on the phone, although it was kind of hard to hear with all the screaming in the background.
Oh, that. Don't worry about that. I was having a little conversation with my secretary, Wendy, about days off and if she should have them. But everything's good now. She's sedated. So listen, I have some exciting and thrilling news for you.
Oh, you're going to give me a bigger commission on my scripts?
I never had you pegged as a comedy writer. Listen, I'm here to tell you that after the whole Doom debacle, we have decided to start producing video games. You know, console, PC, that kind of thing. The people higher ups, you know, higher up than me actually, decided that because Doom the game sold so much better than Doom our movie, we're going to go down that route. So I'm going to need a script from you about a video game.
A game? Well, I originally prepared for this. I mean, I don't really have any ideas that would fit a game, really.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to go and I'm going to have to think about that. Okay, so I'll just get in touch with you as soon as I get some ideas.
Sure, I'll just get my lunch ready then while you're gone. Take some time, just, you know, get back to me whenever you get a chance. All right, I'll just...
Alright, I got some great ideas.
Holy crap, that was fast. How did you think of something so quickly?
Well, actually, I just needed some inspiration. So I was walking around the aquarium next door, and I got all these crazy ideas.
Ooh, I can't wait. Sounds good. But wait, there's no aquarium next door. Oh, dear God, you don't mean the Red Lobster, do you?
I wasn't really paying attention to the name of the place.
What did you do?
Nothing. I was just walking around looking at the fish, and I imagined what it would be like if I was actually living underwater.
Well, you're not wet, and your head's not shiny, so I'm assuming you didn't slam your whole face in a tank.
Of course not. That'd be stupid.
Well, at least we agree on that.
Yeah, I won't be able to see myself inside the tank. No, I'd dump someone else in. And I don't know why everyone was going nuts about it. I mean, heck, for some weird reason, those lobsters had all their pinchers taped together. I mean, it's not like those, they could have pinched that old man's nose or anything like that. They were all getting hysterical for absolutely no reason.
Did, anybody see you walk in here?
Yeah, so let's just get back to my idea. So it's going to be called Bioshock. Didn't you hear me? I said the idea is going to be called Bioshock.
Oh, I heard you. But I was also hearing other things, like sirens, you know, just in case the police decide to come by and arrest the apparent madman who gets off on drowning the elderly.
Wow, you got one heck of an imagination. You really should think about writing yourself. You got some really cool ideas. So I'm going to take your silence as if you really want me to go on ahead with my ideas. So I'll just do that. So there's a guy in a plane, and he's having a nice, quiet moment.
They told me, son, you're special. You were born to do great things.
Looking over some family photos, and all of a sudden, the plane crashes into the ocean.
Wow, shortest video game ever. You killed the son of a bitch off before it even begins.
No. He's not dead. In fact, he's the only survivor.
Listen, he's in the middle of the ocean, and he ain't swimming the Pacific. This cat is dead.
Yeah, he thinks the same thing until he sees the lighthouse.
A lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
In the middle of the ocean.
Strange, isn't it?
More like improbable. Why in the wide world of sports would there be a lighthouse in the middle of the ocean?
Because it just so happens to be a secret entrance to an underwater city.
What?
Yep, he goes inside and he finds a submarine. The submarine takes him to the city of Rapture, a city completely underwater.
Underwater? How the hell did they build an entire city underwater?
Well, as the founder of Rapture, Andrew Ryan himself would say, they couldn't have built it anywhere else.
Space.
Excuse me?
They could have built their entire giant city in space, flew it up there in their little rocket ships. It wouldn't have taken that much, and it would have been a hell of a lot easier than building it underwater, and there would be no sharks trying to eat you.
Does that mean you don't want to hear the rest of my idea?
Oh, absolutely not. I've been involved and or watched enough automobile accidents to know if you stick around long enough, they can get very, very interesting. So we might as well just pass the time while we're waiting for the police to come and break down the door and haul your ass off to jail.
Oh, okay. So as soon as he gets to Rapture, he hears a voice on a nearby radio. This is Atlas, and he is going to help the player to get out of the city.
Don't know how you survived that plane crash, but I've never been one to question Providence. I'm Atlas, and I aim to keep you alive. Now keep on moving. We're going to have to get you to higher ground.
Okay, well in that case, I have questions numbering in the 3s. Number 1, why do you want to get out of the city? You literally just got there. Number 2, why is he helping you? And number 3, what is the point of this character? Isn't there some other way? I'm assuming this is like a tutorial help guide. Do this, do that, do this, do that. Can we do it some other way? Or?
Well, first off, number 1, he wants to get out of the city because it turns out that all the people there that are left are all crazy mutants that are just trying to kill each other at the drop of a hat.
Now, would you kindly find a crowbar or something? Bloody splicers.
Number 2, the reason why Atlas is going to help you is because he wants you to help him as well.
You get to the bathysphere in the rolling hills. That'll take you straight to the devil himself. And then all debts will be paid in full.
And 3, the reason why we're doing the whole voice thing is because if we don't do the voice thing, we have to do text prompts, and those can get awkward.
Text prompts. Let's just use the voice. What's next?
Right. Well, Atlas basically informs the player that he is only going to help him if he helps him get his family out of Rapture. So he asks him if he would kindly go to the place where his family is located. But before that, he needs to teach him how to use the plasmids.
Plasmids. You're gonna have drug use in this game, because that's what it sounds like.
No, they're not drugs. They're chemicals that rewrite your DNA to give you superhuman abilities.
And how do you get these drugs into your body?
Yeah, you actually inject them into your arm.
Yeah, like I said, drug use.
Steady now. Your genetic code is being rewritten.
You are literally telling people that if they use these drugs, they will have superpowers. You don't see anything wrong with that? Yeah, it's what I thought. Go on. Might as well see what other atrocities and evil comes from this monster.
Well, actually, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to introduce the Little Sisters.
Look, Mr. Bubbles, it's an angel.
The Little Sisters? Wasn't it a pop band in the 70s?
Well, no. Basically, for the plasmids to create them, what they needed is a new thing that they discovered called Atom. This Atom they found in sea slugs. But to go and make more of the Atom stuff, they found the best way to do it is to take the sea slugs and put them into little girls, which unfortunately has the side effect of trying to make the little girls really creepy looking. And then on top of that, they need to keep ingesting Atom to create more Atom. And the only way they really can do that with the state the city is in right now is to harvest it from dead bodies.
I can see light coming from his belly. Wait a minute, he's still breathing. It's alright. I know he'll be an angel soon.
What in the actual hell? Are you telling me to create this Addams Family stuff?
No, not Addams Family. It's just Atom.
Fine. Are you telling me to create this just Atom? They gotta take a sea slug, insert it into a little girl turned into a zombie where she must feast upon the dead to create more just Adam. Do you lie in a coffin and write gothic fan fiction for a profit, or is it just a hobby?
Actually, I don't really think it was a hobby. It's more like a calling.
That question was rhetorical. I so didn't need an answer.
Well, actually, I got some of it with me.
Oh, God, no. See, I have plenty of kindling for my fire this winter, and I prefer toilet paper as it doesn't scratch as much when you're really digging in there. Please do, however, continue, despite how much I'm going to regret hearing more.
Well, since the Little Sisters can be killed very easily, and of course everyone in Rapture is like hunting them down to get the Adam out of their bodies, we had to give them bodyguards, and that's when we introduced the Big Daddies.
What is it with you and these titles? Why do you have to call them Big Daddies?
Well, they named them that because I thought the name sounded interesting, in no ways foreshadowing a possible sequel.
What was that last part?
Oh, nothing, I didn't say anything.
Right, okay. Tell me what is so special about the Big Daddies.
Well, as their name implies, they're these large bodyguards that basically not only watch over the Little Sisters, but also kill anyone that gets close to them.
As a father myself, I am not sure how I feel about you implying that a dad will simply attack and or crack the skull of anybody who walks near his daughter.
Well, I like to believe that any parent, mother or father, would protect their child from any harm that comes near them. Whether that means being a shield, take the harm themselves, or proactively attacking that which would have attacked the child if given the chance.
Well, shut up in there. I suppose that makes sense.
Yeah, and then they're going to kill those attackers with a drill that slices their head.
What?
Or a rivet gun.
Oh, God! You need to stop. Okay. Let's get back to the plot. You said he was going to help Radio Guy's family get out of...
Well, yeah, he is, but before that, he's going to meet Dr. Tenenbaum, the scientist who actually created the Little Sisters. And she's going to ask you for help because she wants you to basically cure the Little Sisters, basically make them little girls again.
Don't look! Stay away from her, or it is you who will be shot next.
Here, there is another. Use this. Free them from their torment. I will make it to be worth your while.
And then I thought it would be a neat mechanic if we actually give the player the choice of either helping them or not.
No! Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Tenenbaum, the lead singer of the Little Sisters. Check. Got it. Not a bad idea, but how does this choice change the game at all?
Should it?
Yeah. If you're giving somebody a choice, they're going to want to know what the difference is between the, good, bad, and happy, sad endings.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess I could come up with, different endings depending on what they choose to do.
That's perfect. Now, for my favorite part of any of your scripts, because the one thing you do very, very well is the bad guy.
Well, Atlas tells you that all the problems in Rapture are because of its founder, Andrew Ryan.
Now you've had the pleasure of Andrew Ryan's company. He's the one who built this place, and he's the one who ran it into the ground. Nobody knows exactly what happened. Maybe he went mad. Maybe the power got to him. Maybe he just decided he didn't like people. Whichever way you slice it, good men died. My family's in a submarine hidden in the foundation of Fontaine Fisheries.
It turns out that him and this mob boss named Fontaine basically got in a power struggle over the city, and they didn't care who got in the crossfire as they ripped the city apart trying to take control of it. In the end, what ends up happening is Fontaine dies, but by that point, the city is so messed up that they got half of the population dead and the other half has gone crazy.
Grown man jumping at ghosts. Fontaine's dead, and everybody knows it. In the ground for months, and half the place still jumping at his shadow. Christ, even Ryan. You never mind all that. We got work to do.
So, these two guys having a pissing contest is what caused this half of the city to go nuts.
Oh, no. No, we're saying that they got nuts because of the Adam. Not because of the fight.
Okay, so you're not only encouraging this character, and the player for that matter, to take drugs because it gives them superpowers, but you're also pretty much telling them it's going to make you crazy.
Yeah, well, we're also saying that taking drugs is bad because it makes you go crazy, even if it gives you superpowers. See, there we go. Yeah, that works.
Let's just try to get this over with. What happens to Radio Guy's family?
Oh, well, they're in the sub waiting for Alice to get there.
Moira! Can you hear me in there, darling?
But Andrew Ryan blows up the sub before he gets in there, which of course pisses Atlas off, so he asks if he would kindly go and find Andrew Ryan and kill him.
Would you kindly head to Ryan's office and kill the son of a bitch?
Wait, would you kind? He's being awful polite for somebody that just watched his family go squish.
Well, he is the charismatic leader of a revolution, so it would make sense that he would know how to talk to people.
Look, I don't know which one of these bullshit stories to believe. Either the half-ass explanation that you just came up with, or that this entire idea was birthed from the fact that you dumped an old man in a fish tank.
It was a lobster tank, actually.
Whatever.
Well, actually, most of the idea came from the fact that the guy just happened to look a lot like my dad. Well, except that he was taller, and had shorter hair, and different eyes, and his nose was bigger, and he had smaller ears, and he wasn't even Caucasian.
So what you're saying is he looked nothing like your father?
Well, he did when I turned my head and squinted my eyes and made him cross-eyed. Then he did. A little bit.
Okay. What does your father have to do with this story anyway?
Oh, because when you go and actually confront Andrew Ryan about all the shit he's done to Rapture, it turns out he's actually your father.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me right now. You just pulled a Star Wars there. Making the bad guy your father.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. You just said Andrew Ryan is the character's father.
Yeah, Andrew Ryan's the father. He's just not the bad guy.
You said earlier that he was the main asshole running the city.
Yeah, according to Atlas.
Wait, you're telling me
that Atlas is actually Fontaine, the mob boss.
It's time to end this little masquerade. There ain't no Atlas kid. Never was.
Who actually did not die, and he genetically engineered you to do his bidding every single time you use the trigger phrase, "Would you kindly?"
Would you kindly get this? Would you kindly find that? Would you kindly find that? Would you kindly find? Would you kindly get this?
Well, put water in my pocket, smack me on the ass, and call me a squirt gun. Where in the blue balls of hell did you pull that out of?
Well, actually, the guy working at the aquarium kept saying, "Would you kindly leave?" And I'm just thinking to myself, oh, wow, how crazy would it be if I had to do everything that polite people told me? And then I realized that for a video game, just being polite wasn't enough, so I decided to just change it into an actual trigger phrase, "Would you kindly?" instead.
Okay, alright, so he makes you kill your father?
Exactly.
Then what?
He makes you give him complete control of the city.
Hurry now! Grab Ryan's genetic key! Now would you kindly put it in that goddamn machine?
And then after that, he uses the trigger phrase, "Would you kindly go kill yourself?"
And you just do it?
No, actually, before that, you get away from him and you run into Dr. Tenenbaum, who then does something to you to cause the trigger phrase to no longer work.
Holy cow, that's going to be an intense scene. I mean, we're going to need white walls, dark, with those spotlights right on the main character. It's going to be like, surgical gowns and this big whole ordeal of how she programs him. I mean, how does she do it?
With science stuff.
Oh, you a debt. While you sleep, I undo some of Fontaine's mental conditioning.
Yeah, it's not really important. What's important is that then you have to go to Fontaine's lair. And the only way to get to Fontaine's lair is by going through an area that's only accessible by the Little Sisters and the Big Daddies.
The only way to get through that door Fontaine went through is to have a little one open it for you.
Now, obviously, you can't become a Little Sister. I mean, for obvious reasons. But you can actually go through a procedure that's going to permanently turn you into a Big Daddy.
Now this is a Big Daddy.
So, basically you face off against Fontaine. Use the Little Sisters to help you out, and then you get control of the city. At this point, this is where we would do the total 2 ending thing, depending on what you did with the Little Sisters.
Okay. So what are the 2 endings?
I don't know. I guess we'll say if you don't rescue the Little Sisters, you become a tyrant like Fontaine. You take over the city. You take Spider Sisters to the surface world, and you try to take over the surface world.
You took what you wanted. All the Atom, all the power. Rapture trembled. But in the end, even the Rapture was not enough for you.
If you do rescue the Little Sisters, we'll say, I don't know, you take a bunch of them and adopt them like daughters, and you go to the surface world and you raise them and then have a happy life.
You saved them. You gave them the one thing that was stolen from them. A chance. And in the end, what was your reward? You never said. But I think I know. A family.
So, a happy life on the surface
Yeah.
as a Big Daddy.
What do you mean?
You said the change that he had to go through to go get Atlas was permanent, meaning undoable. So aren't the people on the surface of this earth that we live on going to think it's a bit strange that there's a 7-foot-tall monstrous man walking around with a drill bigger than his head attached to his arm?
Yeah, I really wasn't planning on the whole 2 ending thing. So, let's, we just won't mention it. Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to notice anyway.
Speaking of not noticing, maybe you have, maybe you haven't. The police have not busted down that door and taken your candy crazy, half insane ass to jail. So clearly nobody has noticed you come in here, and I'm going to take that as a good sign. And what I'm going to do with this script is put it on a flagpole, put it upstairs at the higher up, see if anybody salutes and makes this a go. So what I need from you, my friend, is the script in my fat, pudgy little hands. I'll get Winnie to cut you a check, and we'll get right on the road here.
Script? I just came from the aquarium. What's the script? This is all an idea. I don't have a script.
I need you to write that script yesterday. Every day it's delayed, I'm docking your pay 1/10.
I'm really wishing the police did show up.
If they do, that's great. I want you writing in prison because everything will be nice and quiet. You can get all the mail you want. No female, but all the mail you want will be there. So I need you writing until the script is finished. I will bail you out as a compensation when the script is done. Now, would you kindly leave my office and get to work? Wait, did that actually... Did he... Nah, I've been listening to his shit for so long I'm starting to believe it. Oh man, that was a rough one, really. We did get through it, and so anyway, we tried something new this week with a video game script idea. Let us know if you liked it. To the 15 people that keep coming back and watching our videos every couple weeks, we thank you. If you're not subscribed, please do. It's like motivation, sweet honey to that big fat bear that we are, that I am, to do these every week. So we'd appreciate it. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, why are you here? Get a life. Go walk your dog. Clean out your fish tank. Help an elderly person cross the street. Unless you're going to Red Lobster. Other than that, we'll see you next week right here with a new video, or a couple weeks, or maybe next month. Depends on how long it takes me to edit it. In the meantime, Scott's being a little quiet because he's working on the next script, which says all work and no play makes Scott a dull boy.
Right. Well, you aren't wet.
No, you're not wet, and your head's not shiny, so I know you didn't dick your face.
Wow! You said slap that dick in her face.
Ah.